to Miss Anime Reviews. For those new to this channel, welcome. And for those that are coming back to the channel, welcome back. Today in Miss Anime Reviews, we're going to be rocking out, but also growing up in the anime Nana. Nana is a 47 episode anime that aired between April 2006 to March 2007, and I would say it fits the shoujo, definitely shoujo, slice of life, drama, and romance genres of anime. Oh, and music genre too. Some would argue that you could fit comedy in there as a genre fits also, but I believe that the comedy is more something that assists the plot, but the drama and the music elements of the anime, not to mention that it's set in mostly a show with a shoujo spin on it, those are the driving forces of the anime, not the comedy. The comedy helps things move along, but it's really a drama, music, and shoujo anime. The story of Nana is about two girls who coincidentally have the same name, and that name being Nana, and they end up meeting on a train on their way to Tokyo. Nana Osaki is traveling to Tokyo because she dreams of becoming the lead singer in her own punk rock group, and she's going there in order to work hard in order to achieve that end. While Nana Komatsu is going to Tokyo in order to meet with her boyfriend Shoji, who had left previously in order to achieve his college dreams, and she wants of course travel to Tokyo so that she can be with him and so that they can continue the relationship together. And that, in effect, is the plot of Nana, where you have these two girls with the same name who both have these dreams that could both be so far apart, and how the worlds end up intertwining. The coincidences of them meeting, they end up turning those coincidences into lasting friendships, where their friends meet their friends and their issues meet their issues, and in the end they both end up meeting and they end up going through life together. And the life that they go through is full of major victories for both girls, but also major disappointments. Of course, because this is a shoujo anime, you can expect your romance and your drama sprinkled throughout with some comedy to help things push along, but of course you're not going to have your physical action, you're not going to have people punching or hitting each other, you're not going to have any superpower DBZ fights or anything crazy going on like that. It's just real world problems and real world issues with these two women trying to advance themselves. Therefore, if you're looking for an adult shoujo anime with mature themes in it, then this is definitely going to be an anime you're going to want to take a look at. But on the flip side of that, if you're looking for something fantastical, something like Naruto, Bleach, or like Hunter x Hunter or something like that, then this is not going to be anime you're going to want to see. This is an anime very much grounded in reality, so this is not going to be your slice of cake. Also, this anime, when compared to other shoujos in its own category, if you're looking for something a bit more lighthearted, then this is not going to be an anime you're going to feel like looking at either, because Nana has some very hilarious moments, don't get me wrong, but the show is really drama driven, and when things get real with some of the themes in the show, things get real. So if you're looking for something that's more comedy oriented, then this is not going to be the anime for you, especially not going to be the shoujo for you right now. Oh yeah, something else to mention about this anime is, now, I'm not bashing any anime or anything, but you have a lot of anime out there that claim to be mature. And of course, if you went to myanimelist.net, you took a look at this anime, you'll notice that it has a mature rating to it. You have two girls just trying to make it in the world. What can be so mature about the story, right? Well, in Nana, these two ladies, mind you, are post-high school. This story predominantly takes place with them after high school, and them basically being ladies just living their life after that and trying to find themselves. So you're going to have a lot of sexual situations with these women. I mean, they're both women, they're alive, they're made of flesh and bone. They're going to want to like try and find that guy they're important, that they're going to want to try and find that guy that they want to be with, and of course you're going to have some sexual situations with them, like trying to find themselves. So unlike some anime where it says it's post high school and you still have high school situations going on, Nana is post high school and you can expect it to be post high school. You're gonna have a lot of sexual situations going on between these women, and even with stuff dealing with their friends too. Not between the two women, but you know, with them and them trying to find like lovers or people that they want to be with. So if you're not in the mood to see an anime with some very mature sexual themes and that goes beyond innuendo, then this is also going to be an anime you don't want to take a look at. On the flip side, is that your cup of tea? You definitely want to see something nice and mature and juicy, then you need to check out Nana. I don't have to spoil you to let you know that one of the grand achievements of this show is the characterization and the complex characters themselves, if those things are any different. What's going on with Nana is you have two bands in the show. You have the Black Stones, which is in which the centerpiece of that is Nana Osaki, and then you have a rival band called Trap Nest, and both of these bands are connected in a way which I'm not going to tell you here because of course this is a review video, it's not a rant video, no spoilers, but both of these bands are connected, and what you see is with each band, with the dynamic of way the bands work inside each other adds a depth of complex characterization to the characters in the show, but also the way both of these bands are connected and how both of these bands play off of each other also adds some complexity to the characters. And who are these characters I'm talking about, you may ask? Nana Komatsu is a Nana who moves to Tokyo in order to seek her boyfriend, and she's very hyperactive, she has a very optimistic look towards things, and of course she's a hopeless romantic who's always seeking love, and in the past she's always been burnt by love, and now she's hoping that her current boyfriend won't burn her on her route to love. And she also acts as a comedy figure predominantly in the group. She's the funniest character with the antics she gets into, and she doesn't think too much about things, she pretty much just lives, which can be considered a positive and a negative at times. Then we have Nana Osaki, which is Nana's kind of the opposite of this Nana, who is the punk rocker, pretty much the strong silent type, unless you get to know her, who dreamed of forming her own band called the Black Stones, aka called Blast, and she moves to Tokyo in order to meet that end. Next up is Nobu, who is a blonde-haired, hyperactive romantic who befriended Nana Osaki while they were in high school. And of course, he has an optimistic attitude about him too, but can be a spaz about things sometimes. Then we have Shin, who is a bass player of Blast. He's a 15-year-old kid, even though he looks tall for his age, and he's kind of like the bad boy of the group. This kid is always up to something. And finally, and primarily what we have in the Black Stones is Yasu. Yasu is a drum player and the big brother, pretty much the father figure of the band because he's the oldest person and the one that has the greatest savvy in order to handle their business decisions. Could come from the fact that this guy is older, could come from the fact that he used to practice being a lawyer as a profession, could come from the fact that he's pretty scared with the bald head and all the piercings and makes you not want to mess with him. Either way, you decide, but he's running the group no matter what. Drum roll for the Trap Nest members. In Trap Nest we have Ren is the main guitarist for Trap Nest, and he has a previous connection with one of the Nanas from the Black Stones. Up next we have Layla Sarazawa, don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, aka Rayra. She's a half American, half Japanese singer of Trap Nest who also writes lyrics for the band. Next up is Takumi, who is the bass player for Trap Nest, but is also the leader of the group who handles all their business decisions. You could also say that he is like the Yasu of Trap Nest. He is also known as being a playboy, but when he wants to get serious, which he pretty much is all the time, he's also a crazy workaholic. And last up in Trap Nest, we have Naoki. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right, but Naoki. Naoki is the drummer of Trap Nest, and he's also the dumb loudmouth member of the band who's good for comedy but not much of anything else, and that also includes character development. He is mostly known for just going what whenever something happens or development happens, and just being as lost as maybe some of the sleeping members of the audience might be. But that's basically Naoki. Also important to the cast, but not a part of any of the bands, are Junko, who is Nana Komatsu's best friend. She can be considered as Nana K's straight man, or in this case straight woman, because whenever Nana Komatsu does something crazy or off the wall where basically doesn't think about her decisions, which she does pretty often, you expect Junko to be there to set her on the straight path. You also have Kyosuke, I'm pretty sure I'm not pronouncing that right, and he's Junko's laid-back boyfriend, who is also there to support Junko. And then there's of course Shoji, who is the boyfriend that Nana is traveling to Tokyo to be with. You can definitely expect to see a bit of him inside the show. He's best described as a struggling art student who is trying to balance his college work along with his workload at the same time. Basically someone most college students can associate with. I don't know if there's any negatives to the characterization of this show. I guess if you don't like complex characters, then this isn't a show for you, huh? But seriously, the show with this characterization really does touch on the backstory of nearly all the members of the band. It may not go into depth of the backstory of everyone, not nearly as much as it goes into the depths of the backstory dealing with the two Nanas and most of the members of Blast, but you'll at least learn something about the backstory of all the characters dealing with the two major bands, and that's really an accomplishment. Other than that, no, so basically, if you want to see a show with some complex characterizations, if you want to see that, then this is a show for you. Aha, I got it. Something dealing with the characters is there is at times a lot of drama between the characters, which is something people might find unappealing despite you having these complex characters in the show. For example, what you might end up happening is you'll have a character that ends up making a decision, and his decision might have been the best decision to make, or it might have been the best decision for that character, but the decision that was made ends up hurting other characters in the show. And until the reason for that decision gets explained, if the reason for that decision ever gets explained, then there's going to be an animosity or distance between those two characters in the show. So you're not going to have that type of drama that you have in a lot of comedy or romance anime, where comedy anime more used for slapstick effect, drama anime more used to build drama poorly, where you'll have a character that does something and they won't, and if only they explain the decision, if only they explain what they were doing, then all the issues dealing with that drama could have been averted. No, you'll have a decision that was made that wasn't just dumb. You'll have decisions that are made to a positive effect that hurt other people. And that's the type of sophisticated drama you'll have in the show, but at the same time, this makes it so the drama in the show is not light. It gets very heavy. So if you're in the mood to seeing something that is more lighthearted drama-wise, if you want to see something that's a bit lighter and not so serious, then this is not going to be an anime you want to take a look at when it comes to characterization and character development. Well, we know anime is predominantly known for its fine dining, but what else can we expect from the pacing of this anime? The primary driver of the story is the evolving relationships between these complex characters, which means there aren't any story arcs or scenarios to set checkpoints for the story. The characters just follow their goals, and whatever happens, happens. That seems like a good way to eliminate filler, but instead gives the pacing akin to one riding a pirate ship. Moments of high-octane drama or comedy, then other moments of drab, pointless boredom. Basically, this style of pacing makes the story unpredictable and alive, but also produces a dichotomy of mountain and trench episodes. Now I know a lot of you out there are saying, if the story is so unpredictable, then how can it be considered not an episodic anime? And how I'll respond to that is, the story may have a bit of liveliness to it, meaning that the episodes basically just show these two girls living their lives, but at the same time, each story builds upon information from the last, meaning that as you're living your life in reality, what you do in the present day is affected by what happened the previous day. And that's the same thing that you're going to find here. Basically, no episode stands alone. So even though this is basically like definitely a slice of life anime as it moves forward, and there's no central goal that the characters, there's no checkpoints in the anime. There are goals, but there is no checkpoints throughout the anime where the character can go from this point, from this arc to that arc to that arc. Still, no episode in this anime stands alone. Of course, the anime here is what you'd expect of a shoujo anime. You're not going to have any chicks walk around with Daisy Duke shorts, and you're also not going to have any women walking around Fuseki Jangas. You're going to have the women that are drawn basically average, where they're going to be slim, kind of like a model like figure, and their features aren't going to stand out too much. Hey, there's even an AV model, basically a porn star, that also appears in the show, and even she doesn't have any crazy proportions. And you know, when your porn stars in your anime don't look all like illicit, then you know that you're looking at a shoujo anime, right? And because this is a shoujo, you can expect your bunches to be sprinkled about. Basically, you're going to have your tall, almost every male in the show is going to be taller than the women. They're going to be slim with model-like appearances. They're all going to they're pretty much all going to have pretty faces, and they're going to basically be like what women would consider handsome. That's basically going to be most of the men in the show. Tall, slender, and some of them have long hair. Basically, what you can expect in a shoujo anime. It's an anime essentially made for women, for young girls. So expect the male characters to look attractive. So in conclusion, I don't see the animation winning any awards, but it gets the job done. I mean, there was nothing in the animation that's gonna make you go like, "Wow, this is awesome." It just is there to present you with the shoujo template and to basically have a representation for the story. And of course, if you're looking for like an ecchi anime, though, if you're looking for something that isn't in here, like you want to see your chicks with their Daisy Dukes and their butts jiggling and the kajanjas going all crazy, then look elsewhere. Naturally, you're not going to find it here, and don't hate the show because it doesn't have that. This is a shoujo anime. It is what it is. Now for sound, during the lighter moments of the show, or basically when things are kind of coasting along, you're going to have a very soft piano with not much accompanying it playing throughout. And during the moments when the anime just wants to have fun, you're going to have some nice hard guitar riffs playing throughout it. Of course, I don't have to tell you, if you love punk rock music, then you are going to freaking love this anime. If you hate it, then of course you're going to want to look elsewhere. If you think it's the devil music or whatever, then just get out. The opening ending to this anime, as well as the singing vocals for Nana and Reira respectively, were done by Anna Tsuchiha and Olivia Lufkin. Again, I'm not from the culture. I don't know if I'm pronouncing their names right, but they're the ones who did the singing vocals and the opening endings for the anime. And you can expect Olivia being a bit lighter, considering she does the vocals for Reira, and Anna, when things really are going to get heavy, she does the vocals for Nana. Oh yeah, don't expect this anime to bombard you with nothing but rock music during every part. That will be ridiculous. I would hope they wouldn't do that. As the anime progresses, during the lighter moments, and even when things are just trying to just flow along, you're going to have a soft piano that's playing throughout, the piano not having much accompany it, and then during certain scenes, you're not going to have any music at all, which was kind of refreshing.
A decision will be made, and you will make it now.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time you've been waiting for. It's that time to either kick it or love it, to either hug it or shove it, to either embrace it or to hate it. It's time for the crossroads. And now, let me seriously get into this. You will love this anime, or at least feel like looking at it at the time, if you're looking for these elements. If you are tired of seeing the anime where the characters don't finally get together until episode 12 or episode 24, when there are plenty of opportunities for them to finally make that love connection, if you are looking for a mature love romance story, then this is definitely going to be an anime you're going to want to see, where your love and the romance actually develops naturally and doesn't have a bunch of misunderstood like situations. This is it. If you're looking for a rock music or band anime that goes into the life of the band, of not only of the band being made and created and coming together, but also of them signing contracts, of the band life, and even of them avoiding paparazzi and how much the paparazzi causes problems for bands and how they can even make a band's image, then this is going to be an anime you want to check out. The anime really delves into that. As I couldn't help but to mention earlier, Nana has very complex characters. You're going to nearly all the characters in both bands, you're going to go into their background, and you're also going to be able to see the reasoning behind a lot of the issues that concern them, and behind the decisions that they make and the repercussions of those decisions. And basically, you're just going to see these characters living their lives. They don't fit into a lot of crazy tropes. These are, or rather, they don't fit into a lot of flat tropes. These are some very complex characters that develop and change as the series goes on. And then, of course, you're going to have mature humor inside this anime. So if you're looking for an anime with a mature sense of humor, not slapstick, but like you could say sexual innuendo, sexual jokes, and like some very sophisticated humor, I'd say, then this is going to be an anime you'll want to take a look at. As they classically say, the lighter the picture, the darker the negative. Therefore, you will hate this anime, or at least not feel like looking at this anime at the time, if you don't want to see these elements in your show. This anime, of course, has a lot of drama in it, meaning that when things get serious, they really do get serious. So not only is there a lot of drama in this anime, but when the drama does hit, it's very heavy. So if you want to see an anime with lighter drama, then look elsewhere. Or if you don't want drama in your show, period, then this is not going to be a show you want to look at. Of course, as I jokingly said before, if you consider rock music the devil's music, then this is going to be an anime you don't want to see. Or rather, if you just don't like rock music, you don't like the sound of it or whatever, that's your preference. But this is not going to be an anime you want to look at, because of course the opening ending are sung by female rock singers, and the anime is about a woman who is trying to be the lead singer in her own punk rock band, and even the other Nana's life kind of centers around that. So this anime is going to keep on hitting you with the aspects of rock music and the rock music industry. So if you don't want to be thrown into that, and if you don't feel like listening to that type of music, then look elsewhere anime wise. And of course, as I said before, you'll love this anime if you want to see mature love story with mature humor, but also you might not want to see the anime because of that. This anime has a lot of sexual situations in it now you're not going to see any full-on sex scenes, but things get kind of soft-core. So if you don't want to see an anime that has a lot of sexual situations in it that give it this mature rating, then this is going to be an anime you don't want to see. If you're for some reason you're allergic to lots of sex right now, seeing it cartoon wise, then don't look at this anime. And last but not least, without giving away any spoilers, there are instances of prostitution in this anime. I'm not going to give you a hint as to how it happens or what's going on with it, but there is some prostitution represented in this anime. So if you have a problem with seeing prostitution like manifest in any shape or form, if it offends you, then this is definitely going to be an anime you don't want to see. if you're looking to get your hands on Nana, then you'll be happy to know that it's licensed by Viz Media, so you can find it legally subbed and dubbed. And if you want to stream it, you can go to hulu.com, or you can go to Viz Media's website, which I believe is www.viz.com, in order to view Nana. And then of course you can also get the DVDs of Nana 2 uncut, but if you do get it, expect to pay a pretty penny for the box sets. It's kind of expensive if you want to get the series cumulative overall from Viz Media. Well, that concludes our review of Nana today, which was made by Madhouse Studios. Thank you for taking a look at my review today, and of course if you liked what you saw today, then please click that like button, and please subscribe to Miss Reviews so that you can see more of what we have to bring here. And I'm going to try and make a video once a week. It's not necessarily going to be a review video of sorts, but I'm going to try and put a video up here at least once a week in order to give you guys some continuous feed from my channel, so you got something to look forward to, right? So that's my game plan, and take care, have a good day, bye bye.